Mm. Come, say I remove. Hi, Juliet. Thanks for joining us. Come, let me come in. That's hold on for a while, yeah. Okay, hey guys. Thank you for joining me at the High Flyer Asia Facebook Live. And today is going to be very excited because we have a special guest today. Hi, Juliet. Thanks for joining us. Yep. Okay, so just hold on for a while. I turn down the, yeah. Okay, so now, okay, can you get loud and clear? Is it good now? So now, we'll be sharing because today we have Jonathan Quek in the house, and today we are going to share a very, very exciting perspective regarding our aerial expertise. And definitely, if your house, if you like, can I trouble you if you could please help me to like, comment, and share this Facebook Live so that more people will be benefit from this. And I'll be just saying, Penny is in the house, Lily in the house, Julia, thank you for joining me. And hope that you all can take a look at, give us the encouragements and give us motivation so that we can do more. And you see, motivation goes like that. The more like, the more comment, and we will get more motivated to give our sharing in a higher, in a better perspective, and then more people, and we enjoy the whole sessions very well. Okay, without much ado, I'm going to invite. Let's hold on for a while. I'm going to invite. Let me turn off this first. I'm going to invite Jonathan Quek. Oops. Can you see? Can I see Jonathan Quek? How do I do that? Wait. Jonathan Quek. How come? Jonathan, are you there? Okay. So Jonathan is hanging, so therefore I will wait for him to come in back again. Now we have some of the people inside, and we have Penny, and we have Useful. Useful is from Penang. Okay, so Jonathan is back again. Let me add him, please. Okay. Hi, Jonathan. What happened just now? too high, right? Too high already, right?
yeah, man.
How's the sound going on? Have a little bit of the sound.
Okay, testing 1, 2, 3. Is it good?
It's good, but there's some echo going on. Is there the rest of other sound? Is it turned off already?
Yep. The rest are all turned off. Is
Okay,
it still echoing?
We just talk a little bit more, then I can see.
Okay. Yep. I'm using my mic. I think everything is good.
Okay, then now it's good already. Now it's perfect. Everything is fine. Okay, Jonathan. Okay, this is going to be so exciting because we definitely want to. A lot of people want to find out more about today's game. And today, what we are going to do, we are not going to kill each other. We are not going to fight each other. We are only going to share perspective. And I always feel that perspective is so important because every one of us has our different point of view on things. And today, we're going to have a very good communications going on where we're going to share and have a clarity about each other area of expertise. I think, are you ready to go ahead and do this?
Yeah, man. Let's do it, man.
Let's do it. Yeah. So I start first. I think how about all this come about, right? It's very simple. It's because there's one time when you are doing a posting, and immediately when you do the posting, I have some of my friends who come and message me and say, hey, you know what? You have been pitching about personal branding, and the other guru, the Jonathan Quek, he said the personal branding are not important one. No, most important is to find money first. Then after that, I you see, I'm a kind of person that I do not like to correct people over comment because miscommunications will arise a lot of times. So what I do is I private message my brother Jonathan and say, hey Jonathan, just is it all right we discuss about something, and and then I just say that my perspective is this. I don't know what is yours, and next to you, Jonathan.
It was so interesting, right? Wow. I still remember that day, that night, my students were messaging me and what you think and all. I of course, I shared my views. And I wrote I wrote a very very one-sided post. I wrote one very one-sided post, right? And my one-sided post was, I said, at this point of time, if I sell like crazy, personal branding, just put aside first. And of course, the next day, now when I wrote that, I can assure you there was no personal attack. Never thought of it. It was purely my views. And what happened was, next day was Easter, I still remember. Yeah. And you messaged me when I was watching the pastor preaching, and I was like, oh shit.
I messaged you. No, I asked you. I messaged you first. I asked, what are you doing?
Yeah. So I said I was actually praying, and it's Easter, and when I saw you message, I was like, oh my god! Yesterday I posted about personal branding. Yeah. And I think from there we had some discussions, and I said, hey, it's so interesting that both of us are so contrast in what we do, what we believe, yet we are authorities in where we are right now in different categories. I like to think that we have a certain niche that we have managed to do quite well there. And I said, hey,
Jonathan, your site is a bit lagging. I'm not too sure. Is there anything that you can do about it, or is like that?
If you may, let me just exit and enter again.
Okay, we are going to get Jonathan to exit and enter again so that we will have a better connections. Okay, is that right? Thank you. Thanks, Jonathan. And let's see who is in the house. And we have Jeremy Fu in the house. We have Liang Fu Kwan in the house. Thanks for joining us. How are you? And we have Zerwin. We have Evelyn again. And so please, if you are in the house, can you trouble to like, comment, and share this post? And I'll very much appreciate it. Yeah, so that more people will be understand about how is our perspective on our different area of expertise. Let me invite Jonathan in. Okay, let's see. Okay, we'll wait for a while, and you're back again.
Is it better? Is it better?
Okay, let's talk a little bit more and see how is it.
Okay. Let me just test it out. Okay, I hope things are getting better now. Connection here is bad. It's really bad. But I was saying, right, just now I was saying that it's so interesting. Both of us have very contrasting way of doing things. It's really the polarities on the other side. And I said, hey, if we actually come and have a Facebook Live and discuss about this will be a very interesting topic.
Yes, and immediately I told Jonathan, I say we should be doing this because it's better to kind of clear things out. It's better to clear things out than leave it hanging, because both of us are area expertise. It means a thought leader in our area of expertise, and especially we have our own followers, we have our own platform, and very much is whatever we say literally is what our followers will take it literally. So I think that when we do this kind of clarity, I think it's so good. So now, Jonathan, I would like to ask you, okay, to begin with, I would like to ask you, what is your definitions of personal branding?
Okay, to me, personal branding is really, what do you stand for, right? What is your mission? What is your purpose? Why do you exist? What do you stand for? And how do you live through your life doing that? So even for business as well, the branding for a business is really about what do they stand for, and then what kind of actions they take that really live up to that mission. And for me, the whole personal branding is a journey. It's really a process that has to be cultivated. And of course, you are the expert in personal branding. You teach us this. For me, I've always believed in you got to have a mission. You got to know why you exist, and you must stick through it. And what the reason for me is, I always believe that you got to make a stand. You always got to know what is one thing you believe is right and what is wrong, and you must stand through it. Because if you stand for nothing, if you stand for nothing, then you do not really have a brand.
Okay, so you think about the personal branding you have. It's more like you have your own core values and things like that, your mission and your journey. My question before I answer is, I would like to ask, do you wait for it to be eventually happen by itself, or maybe by having all those core value and also the missions, you also crafted it to have happen?
Definitely a craft. Yeah. So sorry, you first.
Yeah, you're saying? Sorry.
So for me, is of course you got to know your vision, your mission. What do you stand for? What core values? Core values is really how do you do things, right?
Right.
And then all these will translate to what kind of brand do you represent.
True.
Okay. And for me, it's a process. It's a journey. It's not something which you can write today. You can post it on the wall, and then your company represents this. It's not something that I say, I do this. This is my mission. This is my core values. I post it up, and then people will say, okay, this is Jonathan's personal brand. Yeah, so I firmly believe that it is something you craft it out, you design it. I never believe in leaving up for people to guess you, but really you being able to know clearly who you are, and then you live through it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So what I see is like, to me, personal branding, I think there is a lot of perspective. Some people think that personal branding is just dressing up. Okay, that is personal branding, which is nothing wrong. I will feel that dressing up is part of personal branding, which I totally agree, but it's not all the personal branding. Now, for you, when you say that your destinations and your core value, I also will think that is also part of the personal branding. Why I say so is like this, is because we have seen a lot of people, like when they are in the real world, which is in the offline world, while they are, like, as I take example, maybe they are Mr. Adrian, which is a lawyer, which is doing very well in the real world. Unfortunately, that kind of personality, that kind of core value, that kind of the final destination or their purpose in life and value added, unfortunately, is not being seen in the online world. It's not being seen in the media world. So do you call this, do you call that this one is incongruence of branding? Now, he didn't do anything wrong. He's just being lazy for not applying it into all areas of when he needs to present himself. So this is what I'm bringing into, is because a lot of people are missing out that if you want to be your personal branding, you want to be so sustainable, you have to get it done in all platforms that you are in. So most people, when they are in the online platform, they are not seen as much as well as they are in the offline platform. For you, Jonathan, because you are quite consistent, almost 90% in all your platform, which means whether it's media, whether it's online, whether it's offline. But some of them, they are not. And especially during this MCO, which forces a lot of businesses come into the online world, where it becomes a little bit trickier. Why I say so is because with a click away, we can actually go and do a little bit of background check on this person. Now, when we do the background check on this person, anyone can say they are hardworking, their customer service is good, their what is good, but talk only, right? Kind of that online, we need to have a proof, you know. So the proof come at a click away. Let's check a little bit. Jonathan says so much. See whether Jonathan is really what he see or not. When they go and see, there's nothing to support whatever that he is sharing or he is selling or he is promoting himself. Now, this one will create something called mistrust. It's quite easy to get a mistrust, very frankly speaking. It's because one of the reasons is, I think, the laziness of people crafting their online branding properly. At this moment, when I say personal branding, I'm not talking about the long-term goal. I'm not talking about how you want to craft your next journey into getting award and all this. No, I'm just talking about online personal branding, where you need to do a little bit of housekeeping. You need to make sure that all the information that's needed to be there, all the values that you believe in the real world, you need to be there, and all the things that is need to communicate needs to be there. Both of our social media is quite strong from this perspective. So therefore, we do not have a lot of issue when people do background check on this. Unfortunately, a lot of new businesses, especially those businesses that have never really explored this, they simply go into the online world. And I've seen a trend going on that many entrepreneurs suddenly they will become three top career, they change career automatically online. You know why or not, Jonathan? Because automatically, right, they will become chef of the day. Because everything they post is about the food they cook. Second, they become fitness enthusiastic. Everything they post is the fitness. Suddenly, never see them fitness, but every day now is fitness. Okay. Now the third thing that I see the trend is everyone become a TikTok influencer, right? So I'm not too sure this is the kind of branding you like to really shout out, because online branding is very important. Online personal branding is highly important. Now, this is the best time for you to acknowledge and prove to your audience that you are very credible, you are very qualified. And each of the posting that we write, that it must be a reason behind it. It must be value add to the society. So I guess the fun part, you can leave it at 20%, but 80% it still has to voice down into your area of expertise, because the moment you have to come online, we almost want to find out that you tell me this product is good. I want to see whether you are good enough to sell this product to me. So that itself will create a lot of mistrust if that part of the online personal branding is not being met. So that is my concern over here. And that's why I've been sharing a lot of time the webinar after webinar. You see, because I also want to share this is, of course, like you, Jonathan, because you have been quite diligent in doing posting, you are quite diligent in pumping your offline and online quite well. So when in time like this, when you say the statement, I think it's very fair, because you will put the rest of the time to make the innovation crisis happen, or maybe making money happen. But some of our audience, right, they will feel that they also don't have a good online profile. And then when they start to make money online, they will become how to say, they will become people will say things about them. Why? Because, wow, you suddenly come online just to make money. You want to make my money? Wow, you want to do what? So it's backfired, because they don't have their online profile to back them up, so that they become solid in terms of selling this. I can assure that a lot of people sell online now and do it. Everyone is start selling. Everything is sales page. People, the audience will be so jaded with all these things. So I find that these are the things that also we must be mindful about. And being online also I feel that there must be a focus and objective. I feel that a lot of people, they start to be online for the sake of online. So I feel that these are the things that I would like to maybe educate a little bit on this. What do you think, Jonathan?
I think it's so interesting, because for us we are both speakers and trainers. We are coaches, and for us to move online, personal branding is always a one must do thing, especially for our business, right? However, at the same time, the way we build our brand has been very different. But my question really is this. My question is, what do you look at? How do you think of the traditional business owners then? The guys who are F&B, at this point of time, they have their rental to pay, their staff to pay, and how do you build a personal brand? We have those guys who the worst to me is not the F&B guys, really. The worst is the guys who are serving the F&B guys, the guys who are serving the hotels. Right now, their clients are totally screwed up.
Right.
I want to know, right? Like, for your point of view, how do these guys build their personal brand then?
So the whole thing is, all I ask for is to do a posting on the daily basis and do a housekeeping on what you should be posting online, right? So you see, because a lot of people, even though I empathize on any industry, but when they decided, hey, you know what, maybe I can try to go online to find some leads generations. But when I do a click away, I will see that on the other side of his profile, all he do is he's just complaining about government not supporting him. He's just complaining about how COVID-19 is not supported. It's like negative after negative after negative. Don't you think that it's also going to be a backfire? So so all the whole thing is just do a little bit of housekeeping and do a normal posting that shows that you are so driven into re-strategizing and moving forward. every one of us want to see positivity, and we will definitely want to support people that full of drive, full of fire. All I ask is consistency in terms of what you are doing offline. You must make sure online you are sharing the same kind of perspective and branding online.
Yeah. So my point of view is I agree with that, but at the same time, while building a personal brand, I believe that you want to build your personal brand by solving a certain market's problem. And right now there's so much problem in the market. People are feeling lonely, people are feeling uncertain, people are feeling the loss of connection, people are feeling the loss of income, some people are feeling the loss of jobs. So personally, I built this program called Crisis Innovation Strategy. I do not touch about personal branding, but what I touch about is this. At this point of time, how do you emerge to be the market leader, to come out to provide the solution to your market? And the only way you can do that is by innovating your product offering. And I think for us is we are thankful because our job requires us to think and to teach. Right? So we are the guys who are, when this crisis took place, we thought about it, we innovated, we went online, you built an online training program. For me, building this online training program was the hardest thing to do this year. But we did it anyway. But most people out there are not able to do so. So personally, I believe in building a brand, but building a brand is a long-term thing, and I'm doing it, right? As I say that, I say through personal branding, but I'm doing it because I feel it's a journey. And what I believe is very important as well is how do you solve a certain market's problem? Don't go online and just say, hey, buy this, offer, buy. Don't think ready, right? Can refund later. To me, I don't believe in that. I believe in solving a certain market problem by positioning you, having an X factor in the market. And the X factor is really like what are you the first of? What are you the only in? Right? What's the only thing that only you can do, others can't do? And that's what I believe in. So that's what I call conversion. So don't get me wrong. See, when I say screw personal branding, I believe this is something you build over long run. Okay, and you want to build it while solving a problem, and that's the best way to do it. And I totally agree with you, Steve. I totally agree. And I hate it when I see business owners post on Facebook say, screw the government, they are not supporting SME. Well, at this point of time, why are you doing that? It doesn't make sense at all. You should be looking for solution. And people want to work with solution-oriented people, right? So that part I agree with you. Yeah.
So because
negativity.
Correct. So the whole thing is definitely that the whole personal branding is a long-term process. At this moment, I'm not saying that we should be doing a long-term plan. No. What we need to do is we get the fact of a click away things solved, which means at this moment, like what you say is very good. How can we come out in terms of being innovative and becomes solving the problem in the market? So frankly speaking, don't you think that if I want to hear you solve the problem of my problem, I also want to understand that you are also a positive guy and you're also good enough to be advising me on that. So with a click away, I just hope that whatever that they are innovating here, they are the same person that is online world. You get what I mean? So that part of just get it housekeep and get it consistent in terms of your current driven. I think that's not so much work. I think all you need to do, if you really have issue, can always come to join my webinar and I will be guiding you really, because all it needs to talk is just one day, one posting, craft nicely, focus to your innovation and re-strategizing. Now, it's very sad for me to say this is because when we buy shoe online, when we buy things online, we also do review. We also check on background check. What makes things that a real business, traditional business, or even lawyer or what, we don't do background check on that, especially everyone is online now. The more important is now than ever, because this is how I feel. That's why in my clientele basis, I also have lawyer, I have engineer, I have oil and gas to do, because they find that when you want to go online, you have no choice. Background check is a must, right? Review is a must, right? So that part is definitely the shorter terms of how you build it before you go and talk about your journey of the longer part of it. Yes, because like what I say, because both of us already have our online platform. Now, if let's say someone who do not have, or when their online platform is quite bad, which means they're only showing their cook or their fitness only. Now, these people really needs to do a little bit of work here, and they cannot complain if let's say people, when they go and background check and they don't buy them, when they don't trust the congruence of it. Because for us, we are very congruent. For people like a lot of business owner which do use online personal branding well, they are very congruent, they are very religious. They do posting on a daily basis to make sure that their branding is very consistent with their offline branding.
Yeah, you're living a time where whatever you do represents your brand, right?
It's all little things are all got to do with forming that you, right?
Yep, definitely. Yep.
Correct. Yeah. So what do you think about what's my sharing?
Well, if you talk about posting positivity, I believe in that. When you say about posting food and posting fitness, I'm one of the guilty ones, right? At this point of time, one of my challenge that I'm giving myself is to do HIIT training, getting more fit. I'm posting it almost every day, making sure that I keep in touch with that. But one thing I firmly believe is I do not really post to impress, but I really post to express and to inspire. And one of the things I always tell my students as well is, at this point of time, there's so much negativity in the market. What you want to do is you want to be the source of light. You want to show your results. You want to share with other people that you can turn this around. And when you are able to do that, a candle loses no light by passing its fire to another candle. And if everyone can do that, yep, we'll have a brighter world. And I did it. I did that. There's no intention of personal branding, but it makes sense.
So that's what I also answer to a lot of people. Jonathan, you are different because you already built your brand. Let me share with you, like Dati Winilu has built his brand in the hair environment for 40 years. Okay, so for her to share about her cooking is fine because everyone know that she is in the hair entrepreneur for the past 40 years. Jonathan, you have been doing this for the longest time. For you to do fitness is fine. For someone out of nowhere suddenly come out and just do fitness only without sharing what he's doing and what he's doing, do you think that will be a problem?
Yeah. Of course, people don't really know.
Precisely, right? Because they don't have the past to back them up. So these are the thing is what I say is, whatever advices that we always get from people, we have to really be mindful about the applications on who, right? Because everyone is different in terms of their environment. Right? Frankly speaking, if let's say you are telling me that you are a developer and then all you do in your Facebook, you are just doing a fitness only, I probably thinking that are you in the wrong job or something like that? You're probably more a fitness guy than it. So you see, this is the audience has no intention to judge, but it's based on what are you sharing for me to straight away acknowledge that. Like for you, when I scroll up, you can say, oh, you're still doing this training, or you're doing this, or you're doing that. It's fine because you have the past posting to back you up. But a lot of people, they do not have this.
Yeah. So if just one question, right? At this point of time, which do you think is more important for a business owner? I believe I'm asking this for my students as well.
Yeah.
Right. To build the company's profile or to build the business owner's personal brand.
Okay, you see, because now, because of the COVID-19, because of the MCO, a lot of people are starting to leverage online. Okay, so when you leverage online, usually it works better by having a face selling it or face promoting it. Right? So a business promoting it will make it's okay, but just that I don't feel that it is that great because there's no emotion in that business phase unless you are the business that have been doing very well for the past years and recognized. So most people, they will go into the online using their face. If you are using your face, please jolly well take care of your online personal branding. If you are not using your face at all, I don't bother how you do it. please go and put all your cooking picture, your fitness picture, go and do it. You're a housewife, you're not leveraging, don't do it. Because as long as you're using your face to promote your business or to sell something, then you have to do it. Does that answer the question?
And if you look at it right now, right, I agree with that. There's so many types of people, right? We talk about the DISC, the MBTI, Enneagram, personalities. Often those who to put their face out there is always the I. I is the influential people. Sometimes D, you have a Donald Trump, you have some datos who like to put their face out there.
Yes.
What's your point about for those guys who are the S and C? My concern is really for them. I think you and I, for sure. You and I. Yep.
Okay.
And for me, I'm a DI. Yeah, I have a mixture. So I'm willing to come up there.
Right.
Yeah.
So, my point of view on this, I actually answered this question for the many times already. Let us take into perspective a driven guy, or maybe an entrepreneur of a goal achiever guy. We talk about that, right? Okay. Now, when you are an achiever, you're an entrepreneur, you are driven. Now, I don't believe in whatever CSIC or whatever things. I believe something as long as you needed to do it, you just have to do it by hook or by crook. So you have seen a lot of people that as they force themselves to do things because they have to do it, right? You look at Adam Khoo, you look at Joey Yap. They are definitely not I, definitely not I, definitely not I, but definitely is D. But the thing is, they also do it. But the thing is, how desperate you want to do it. Because as long as it beneficial you and your business, I think jolly well you really need to do it because it is a must. So that's why it to me, when I do profiling or when I do anything that I wanted to acquire in terms of my wisdom of my life, I don't care whether I am like that person or not. I just want to hear you tell me that it's important and it's beneficial for my life and my business. I will go and acquire it. Even if it's harder way, I will make it happen. Like in the gym, people say, "Oh, your chest maybe is not dominant." Doesn't matter. Then I'll do more work, more reps, so that then I more effort to do it to make it happen. So I really feel that it's all about effort. It's really I think we have to stop saying that, oh, just because that we are not people person, that's why we don't like to talk to people. Sometimes for me, because I teach relationship between, I feel very sad when people are that, and that makes the society kind of say that you are like that, and then force them even smaller into their own world, and then they go into really the small, believing that they cannot do it. I think that we need to lift other people up and do our best to support them. They can do anything as long as they want to do it, and not just because of the surrounding say they are like that. You know, unless you are just you're unable body or disabled body, I decide. Even disabled body can do better than a lot of people, you know.
Yeah, I've seen this guy Nick Vujicic, one of my favorite speaker. No hands, no legs, build a personal brand on empowering people. Right, no hands, no legs, no problem.
Precisely.
Yeah, I believe in what you're saying. Spread positivity, right? Building a brand by making sure that when people search you online, the consumption on social media is all-time high. And as we speak right now, everyone is on social media. So at this point of time, how do you really stand out in social media then? By posting just a post. I'd like to know, right? By posting a post, the key here to me is results. I'm always asking what works. What can you do with the lesser work to bring in the highest results? What's your thought about getting people to do business with you?
Okay, so the whole thing is, before even go to the business, let us see whether what they post, is it focused or not, right? Because you see, like I say, a lot of people, they do posting also. They also do posting. But unfortunately, their posting got nothing to do with their business. Their posting got nothing to do with their positioning, or even you say standing out. Nothing at all. But do they have? Yes, they have. But unfortunately, they don't write about that. They write other things that is nothing to do with that. Don't you think that this is an issue? So here itself, I feel that a lot of people have positioning, a lot of people have this. All you need to do, be a bit consistent in terms of writing that part of you inside here. But unfortunately,
Yeah.
a lot of people are very lazy. Lazy in what? Lazy to think, lazy to anger, lazy to write. So since so lazy, then that's why I am here to advise them how to do it on the regular basis because I form out a calendar to help them to do it step by step to do it. So they cannot say lazy already because everything is done for them. So here itself, I feel that it's not about whether they have that positioning or not. It's whether do they translate this positioning into their posting.
Yeah. So assuming if they are diligent to post, right? What's your thoughts about how do you really structure a process to get them to position and then to be able to attract and then to get people to convert to get people to start doing business?
Okay,
because
so
this crucial period of time, right? Sorry, because at this crucial period of time, for many people, probably they can only last for one more week. And as I speak about this, I receive messages on almost on daily basis. There's so many people out there.
Okay.
And I'd like to know your view. Yeah.
Okay, don't get me wrong. I already say, as long as you are selling yourself online, selling your product online, or promoting yourself online, which means as long as you are already putting ads or doing webinar or leveraging online to do certain things about you promoting your product or sharing, then you need to do it. But if you're not, then don't do it at all. No problem, nothing. But as long as you are in the online world, then you have to do it. Which brings me up to answer your questions. So which means they are already selling online, right? So automatically, don't you think that they already put effort online to sell? What they do on the personal branding would also push the leads to come into the online to support the online sales. Because
of course,
it's all interlinked, right? So what I say is this period of time is only applicable for those that select online to leverage to have lead generation for their business.
Yeah, so I agree with that. And what I will add on is this: I firmly believe that at this point of time, while you're building your brand online, while your brand allows you to generate leads, while your brand allows you to attract partnerships, what is also very important is conversion. Conversion is how you get customers to give you money to start a relationship with you, and then what do you do to create a product offering? And that's what I focus in my innovation strategy. Because right now I have companies which are branded. I don't want to mention which companies they are, our protected brands, but really because they are already branded, their business owners are branded, but they do not know how to sell online. The thing about them is they have been successful traditionally opening shops all over, but going online is a challenge. So I totally agree with you. And in fact, one of the things I told them is this: I said, only if you have built a personal brand. Look at Brian Lu. Right today, he posts about, hey, guess what? We did a bubble tea kit, and people buy. Yeah. So I agree with personal branding. At the same time, what I also believe is about conversion. It's about designing your sales offer, and if you can do at the same time, right? Do both at the same time. I believe that's the true way to go.
See, that's the thing, is always have to do in conjunction together, right? So because as much as the business online strategy has to be so well done, the personal, as long as you are showing your face, is also very important. Like what I say, if you don't show the face, no problem. But online world, right? Somehow when you show the face, it sells a little bit better, you know. I mean, we have seen the part of like Vivi Yusuf, we have seen the part like Siti Nurhaliza, all these things. Their online presence is so amazingly strong as much as they're offline. Okay, so I think like what you say is very true. If only people know that online is so important, they would have done it much earlier. But it's never too late, also, you know, because I guess it's also in the form of like, let's say, like you say, you have a customer which is a restaurant which is very well to do and things like that offline. I think they can survive the online world very easily. All they need to do is just to transfer as much as possible whatever things that is needed into get the foundation right for for their the online part, and then start to do new posting in order to see what is their innovations, like what you say, into that thing. So you see, because a lot of people, they just need to do re-strategizing on their foundation to make sure, okay, things are exactly how it is, and then start to move on from there. So I think it's not a lot of work, but it's just that they need to understand that it's also as important as both is quite important, you know.
Yeah. So my view is having branding itself alone, okay, is one side of the equation.
Yes.
Yeah. The other side will be traffic and conversion. Because if you have a brand but nobody watches you, you have no traffic. You're just shocks and lyric. And if you do not convert, that doesn't equate to sales. You know, likes doesn't pay your bills. So I believe I'm being moderate here, right? But I'm being very real here and practical here. I'm saying that brand has to work together with traffic and conversion. Yeah. And Martin Winnie can be the most famous hairdresser in town, but if she doesn't have traffic, know that she's that good, and then if she do not have the conversion technique, there's no point. There's no point being famous. We know so many famous people who are poor, and I tell you what, that's the worst thing to do, to be famous and poor.
Yeah. So at this conversation, we almost say that, hey, you know what? Good-looking people are not faithful person, right? A lot of ladies start to say good-looking people are not faithful people. I always like to disturb them. Can good-looking people also be faithful person? Right. Now, in this case itself, I never say personal branding is the only thing that you need to do. What I'm saying that is as important as whatever innovations at re-strategizing that you need to do as long as you come online. So I already say, as long as you are selling online, which means you already put your business strategy in place already, you need to take care of your personal branding online. So almost everywhere I share, even my students and all these things, I always say that in the business world especially, people always like to say, which one of the things that we need to learn first? I say, I'm sorry, I really don't know how to answer you this question, because throughout my journey, I think everything is also important. And frankly speaking, which guru is important? Frankly speaking, all guru also very good, important, because each of them has their area of expertise. By right, for our journey to success, we need a lot of different guru to help us along the line so that we can reach our destinations as soon as possible.
Well, I'm thankful I have a lot of gurus that have helped me in the past. At the same time, I also believe knowledge is power, but overlearning, and not having the focused learning will get you into trouble as well. So at this point of time, I believe everyone out there has to be very clear about what do you really need. I call it the 4%. The 4% is, what is the 80-20 rule? The 80-20 rule is the 20% that brings in 80% of the result. And the question now is, what is 20% of that 20%? Right. Actually, 4%. And what is that 4% that really works? Yeah. So I respect you, and you know, you have been such a dear friend who has built a lot of entrepreneurs to have the High Flyer Awards and a certain brand in the society. At the same time, I believe nothing right or wrong. Personal brand is important, but traffic and conversion is also very important. Yeah.
Right. Of course, we are saying that. Yeah, I think, frankly speaking, I really think that all is important, right? I mean, we can say that. See, I really agree with you on this, right, Jonathan? Right. So I just say that for the audience who listen to this or listen to whatever things that we share, please take it. How to say? Please make sure that your variable in other areas also good enough. Like at this moment, if let's say another guru come in, they're teaching grooming, then after they say, what if they have innovations when they have a personal branding, but they don't dress up? They go with just pajamas to meet the clients, but they have the best lead generation. They have again, nothing to be argued already. So in this case itself, let us say that it's balance of life is very important now, you know. As much as possible, not too extreme in everything that we do. That's why, like I always like to use this example, yin and yang. Okay, for the yin and yang logo, each yin also have the black, also there is a possibility of white inside. The white also have a possibility of black inside. So whatever it is, there is always everything is about, we need to get balanced and make sure that we do everything at one time. Because like for me itself, frankly speaking, Jonathan, I also re-strategize and innovate. I love the part of the innovations part of it, and I think that and I always think that innovation is a very powerful words. It's like how fast you can get yourself re-strategize according to the environment and move on to the next thing. And here itself, like today, I also advising a couple of people which is don't have their job recently, and they ask me advice on how to get themselves to be more, more people know them so that they can actually get more things. Let me see. I always tell them that this is a part of it. Beside that, you need to have your resume done and all these things. So I also agree that information overload can be a tricky things. That's why as an entrepreneur, we are all adults. We have to take all constructively and play it into our own environment and how to apply it. Because I think both of us are also would not say that by doing my way, I guarantee you that you will definitely get this. I think very hard to do that, right? So it only depends on that person also. What do you think?
Yep. So since we have spoke for like 56 minutes,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
We will take some questions from the Facebook guys.
What do you any questions? Anybody have any questions that you'd like to ask us? But probably I just acknowledge the audience a little bit. Okay, first of all, thank you everyone. Hi to all of you. So probably I'll just go through some of the questions. We have this is like Eddie say that DIC can be changed depending on the environment. Well, I guess that's okay. Now, Paul Kong, CK, conversion important to make sure the company survive. Okay, very good, because the money runs and the money makes it, yeah. So Eddie say most people who makes a lot of money doing this have strong personal brand and conversion. I guess, like, I think Eddie is also agree that both is important. Now, let's see. Anybody who have any questions? I think you generally people are very shy to ask questions, right?
Really?
Really?
It's not very often two trainers of different school of thoughts coming together. It's like Taekwondo and Wing Chun coming together, right? Yeah.
So that's why I think is like, but why don't Jonathan you share about like I saw that you're also doing in Bangkok and also in Malaysia the innovation crisis. I think why don't you share a little bit about the maybe fundamental of that part of innovation in crisis, innovating.
Yeah, sure. So this program that I created is called Crisis Innovation Strategy. My humble truth, I never wanted to do it. I run a training business. Most of my students are business owners, and when the crisis took place, most of them were panicking. They didn't know what to do, and I had to create a training for all industries, right? So created this training. Cut the long story short, it's been a month. Some of the students have like made 6 figures, 7 figures a month during this crisis. And what happened is the word got out there, and people from Japan, Singapore, and also Thailand have been contacting me. I think we are living in a very lucky time because Malaysia is the first to lock down in among the countries in Asia. Right? We are ahead of Singapore, for goodness sake, never been before. Right? So I'm seeing companies from Singapore that is coming to my program. I wanted to really help 1,000 business owners during this crisis, because I believe when you're one business owner, you're not only helping his family, by helping his employees and their employees' families. And that is what really touches me. Like today, I saw one of my students where shared that, today with a daughter, and they feel safe. Yeah, suddenly they felt safe again. And that touches me a lot, and that gives me a lot of power. So I created this program. Right now I'm working with Faith, having a program together with Faith to help their merchants. And that's why I think a lot about the traditional guys. I think the traditional guys are the one most worried. don't get me wrong, I love personal branding. However, not everyone is like Brian Lu. Not everyone is. The moment he posts something, hey guys, I got this chicken, cut yourself, and
Yeah.
people know about it.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think Jonathan, probably I think we, in order for not to kind of like because you see, because from the day one itself, when I started to do this, I used the word online personal branding. So so because I think personal branding is too big, I'm not covering the offline part. I say that you see, like what you say is the online part is pretty important, because like Arthur Tan has a question to ask, right? He say, you're very particular know about personal branding can be practiced as strategic tactical solution to solve present crises when 90% are local. But now, like much as Jonathan, you say traditional, you feel for them. I feel that if you are traditional, you never leverage online, don't bother about the online personal branding. Go and try your innovative crisis innovations and do whatever that is necessary. As long as you are leveraging your products online, or you are promoting or selling online, then I think you need to do a little bit of housekeeping on your online personal branding. That is what I say. I hope that the audience will not tweak my words a little bit on this, because I never asked you to go and do the full-fledged of personal branding. No. In my webinar, I only say online personal branding. So if you want to go into the online world, that's how you're going to do it. So of course, when saying this together with your innovation is very, very important. Correct, Jonathan? Because I think that I'm a person that I'm very, very careful with my choice of words that I use. So I will never use unnecessary words that I don't have confidence into doing. So whatever I pitch, I always make sure that it's relevant to the current market. So I hope that could be shared out to answer Mr. Arthur Tan. Thank you.
Yep. And to answer Mr. Tan, I believe 90% of the local businesses need to understand that when you go online, the rules have changed. The rules is very different. And what you need to understand that when you go online, you can't be giving your entire menu, especially for traditional businesses. You want to find one X factor product that can really touches people to do business with you. And then the next question is, how do you upsell? How do you upsell? How do you get them to continue to come back to buy from you? You may not need to upsell to more expensive products, but getting them to continue to buy from you to create a recurring income during this period of time. The fact is, we are not looking at them opening up by end of this month. Even if they open up, people are not gonna go to your shops to spend. So the question is, how do you make sure that your customers who bought from you will continue to come back to buy from you? Because especially for traditional business, F&B, paid 30% to Grab, painful. Paid 30% to Food Panda instead of give discount. But what do you know that? What do you do next? Now that you got a lead, how do you make sure that you continue to harness the lead? So that's what I talk about. I focus a lot about how do you innovate your product offering, your sales offer, and I believe while you're doing that, while you're continuously creating a solution, that's where you build a brand.
Precisely. Yeah. So you see, like whatever we say, we have to contextualize the environment a little bit, because I guess the whole thing here is we get into this stage is because whatever we share, I think is the contextualize the environment is not. So that's why I always feel that online world or even things, people like to take only one part of the thing and start talking it like, oh, you say Jonathan said it's no good. Oh, Steve say, oh, the person is that. I never say that. Jonathan never say that. I think is please understand the whole perspective into the environment a little bit better. Like, we are living in the world that we need a lot more kindness, and please take the whole thing, understand the whole story before you start to share your point of view or you say certain things. I think that will be quite helpful, I think, in terms of this crisis, right? Because I think we talk about positivity, we talk about being kindness. I think we need a lot of that. Now, we have a question in the house that Liang, which is both our friend, he say, what if my company share in Facebook and I just share again my personal, is it correct or what should I do? Now, this one, what I say is, a lot of people when they share in company, is from the company perspective. The point may be there, but as long as you share from your Facebook, it has to be your personal point of view. It can be the same informations, but one is from the company point of view, one is from your personal point of view. So all you need is just to tweak the information a little bit. Then it's good enough. What do you think, Jonathan?
Okay, to answer Liang, right? I think Liang is in F&B. I know Liang. I met him before. First of all, I'm not a sifu. I'm just a guy who is very passionate about learning, and right now seems like my learning is able to help other people. At the same, so for your question, right? I believe that when a company share, it is always an official statement, but very often people like to feel the making of it. And when you use your personal Facebook to share the making of it, when people who follow you, they look through the whole making of the entire process. When you launch the product, very often you get a very different effect. And the different effect, people feel that they were with you when you built the whole thing. So I firmly believe, like for Liang, for F&B guys, for retail guys, what you want to do is you want to have your company Facebook to do the product launch, but you want to have personal Facebook, which is something more personal, where you will show the making of the entire process. And then the moment you launch on your company, that's where your sales will shoot up. Just remember this: the reason why Avengers is a big hit is not because they came out and said there's this movie Avengers. It's because it was 10 years of the making, and that 10 years of making is what builds up the momentum. And that's why the moment they launched Avengers, right, people buying it at 8 a.m. They took off, they went to watch the movie. So that's my point of view. A product launch is only made when you have a very strong build up. Yeah. So if you are able to do that, use your personal Facebook and use your company at Facebook at the same time, and merge the both strategies. And I think that will be a very good, very strong, and very powerful result.
I think I follow you, Liang. I follow you on Facebook. I think you have done well. So I don't think that there's much. You have shared a lot of your behind the scene, how you are bringing deliver to your guests and all this. I think you have done very well. I think for me, I feel that a lot of people need to follow you or model after you, because I think you are one of few that I think that is leveraging a lot into your personal branding, into supporting your F&B. So I think that is something that I like to acknowledge here. I have another one that here is so interesting, Jonathan. It's like, this one, totally can be a Miss Universe answer. All time, I suppose conversion is all-time skill. Personal branding is a lifetime skill. I almost read it. I was very all-time skill and lifetime skill.
What's the difference, man?
That's the thing, I was like, amazing. There can be a Miss Universe because the word say is like, oh, perfect,
Yeah, I don't get it. What's the difference? I'm a very simple guy. I don't get it, man.
A cute one. Okay. Okay, good. So Gordon Tan say this is like, Steve is more about building a good online persona, and John is about commercial and bringing cash fast. Both are important and interdependent. Businesses need both. So I guess Gordon acknowledged that what we are sharing today is great. Now the whole things that we are sharing today is where we have more clarity into our different definitions, and also our different perspective on this. I really think that Jonathan, you have done a great job in supporting these people, because I feel that a lot of businesses are still waiting for things to happen. Are still waiting at home, just wondering what will be next. I think it should not be that way. So I really recommend, if anybody needed support on finding the thought process of how to do it, please go to Jonathan and listen to his webinar about innovating in this crisis world. It's about how your thought process, you innovate and do something about it. And I totally agree with you on this also, because I ever have some of the influencers who came and approached me and asked me to strategize a campaign for them online. And of course, I say my part, and I observe a lot of people are doing because like for me, I have my online branding, but I also have my platforms that I do revenue generations. Okay, but I find that a lot of people they do, but they do okay. If you are just doing online branding, personal branding, but you don't have anything to sell or you don't have anything to offer, that is also not right, Jonathan. So it's like you do for what, like for me, I do my online is because I want to push it to my business. So that is also I discover some people go to very extreme. They go into the whole online, they forgot about the selling part. So I think this one I also have to acknowledge it cannot go into both extreme side. Right?
Yeah.
So Evelyn Evelyn has something. Evelyn say it's from oil and gas from Singapore. So for a traditional business, if we want to leverage digital, then should we prioritize branding first or offer online first? As both mentioned in the press, would it be causing backfire in the campaign? If we do our product launch offer without aligning, without be causing, wow, so chim. Jonathan, you read first and you'll see.
Okay, so my view, right, is Evelyn is asking,
okay,
right now, if you want to do product offering, and then what if it affects your entire brand value, right? Will it cause a backfire of the company image? Will it cause a effect on the value, the brand equity value? I think, Evelyn, if you can just type that, if I'm right, if you create a product offering which totally disrupts your brand equity value, what happens next? So it's like you will never see Louis Vuitton giving a discount to say that, hey, I'm 50% off. You'll never see a Chanel going on Facebook and say, buy my Chanel now, right? So because if they do that, whatever they built for 100 years will be totally gone. So Evelyn, I totally agree with that. And I firmly believe, right, it really depends on your positioning. Do you position yourself in the market as a value play? Do you position yourself as a specialist? Or do you position yourself as a premium play? But and if you position yourself as a premium play, like you'll never see Chanel giving discount. You'll never see Rolls Royce saying, "Hey guys, I need money. Can you give me discount?" These guys are the guys who say, "I'd rather die than to give you discount." Right? So you don't ask yourself first, what is your brand value? At the same time, you're not able to play the sales offering model. Now, when I talk about sales offering, I do not believe in selling vouchers, throw 50% discount, just getting your money in. To me, that is the most stupid way and the surest way to die, right? When I talk about doing a sales offer, it is how do you structure your product offering to slowly get your customer to enjoy the process working with you. So that's what I mean by sales offer. And to me, if you are at a level where you are premium play, what you want to do is you want to change the way you innovate your product offering. You are reinvent your product offering right now. So I will give you an example. Again, I'm going to use my very good friend Brian Lu, a guy who I respect a lot. And at this point of time, I always believe in crisis is where a person's true character is created, right? You get to see a person's true character in a crisis. And in this crisis, you look at him, right? T-Life, he created the DIY kit. Coco Kai, he created the chop yourself chicken. Well, which is also owned by him, he created another new offering, which to me, that is the right way to do. I know I'm doing some marketing for him, but my key here for every entrepreneur is this. What you want to do is when you know your brand value represents this, you want to know what do you need to do in this current crisis. Okay, if you are really like those guys, like what Steve is saying, they have no personal brand. You don't know who is the owner. These are the guys who will, at this point of time, you see them at Lazada, you see them at all these online shops. That's where they continue to throw price. To me, number one, they have no personal brand. Number two is that's the surest way to die. Yeah. So I hope I answered your question, Evelyn. Anything to add on, Steve?
Yeah, I think this you're bringing up a very good point, and definitely it's not we should not go into the man in man world and start to throw prices or this. I don't believe in that, and I don't think also that we need to be if let's say we start helping a lot of people or start giving discount or that, who wants to help us, right? So that's it's a very good insight on that. Like Benjamin asked how we build a personal branding. I think at this moment, let us focus online personal branding, as long as you are in online selling online products or maybe promoting yourself online, then you probably need to upkeep a little bit on your online personal branding. Because at this moment of time, I have to totally agree that anything got to do with offline personal branding, at this moment, we probably do not need to put so much emphasis on first. But the online personal branding, as long as you are in the online world, you need to get yourself to be quite well kept just because of one thing, that people can do a background check on you. Yeah. Okay. So, Mr. Jonathan Quek, thank you for having this session with me. I think it's a very excited one. And, I think probably what we can do is, if let's say the audience, no, first of all, if let's say the audience is, if you like what we are sharing today, can you please like, comment, and share this posting? Because we will very much appreciate if more people would able to understand the right definition and the right perspective of what we are trying to convey today. We have probably last questions. Mr. Lai is a lawyer. He said, in regard of legal professions, how do we complement and transform online branding and conversions after COVID-19? I think like Mr. Lai, I think we want to say this, we have to repeat it all over again. And I think, why don't we do this, Jonathan? I say, if let's say the audience really like it, why don't we kind of do a special webinar, a special class for the audience? If let's say they like to see how we do a webinar together on that. What do you think about that, Jonathan?
Yeah, I love to, Steve. But maybe I can just answer Mr. Lai first.
Yeah.
Because I hope that my presence can be able to add more value to more people. My lawyer contacted me recently, and I told him, I said, bro, right now everyone screw up. The biggest problem with most lawyers is they keep focusing on what they are good at. I said, right now you should be focusing, okay, Mr. Lai, my advice to you is focusing on what's the problem in the market. The problem in the market, and we brainstormed and came up with this idea is this. Right now, the biggest problem is a lot of people, a lot of business owners don't know what to do with the labor law. And I said, if you can come up with an offering, right? How do you solve this problem? The whole rule is changing almost on weekly basis, right? These guys need to know what to do. So what you want to do is, Mr. Lai, I believe if you're able to know what the market need, give them what they need, and they'll give you what you want. And while doing so, when you're solving your market's problem, that's where you will continue to build a personal brand. And like what Steve is saying, when you're doing that, right, you want to post every single day, you add a lot of value, add massive value, and that's where you will become the thought leader. You position yourself as the go-to guy in legal profession. So be a virtual legal partner for SMEs or even MNCs right now. And to answer you, Steve, I believe this has been amazing. I hardly do Facebook Live. This is probably my third time during this crisis. I know I'm doing Facebook Live, but I hardly do Facebook Live. And if it really adds value to all these friends that we have here, I think we should explore doing it again.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you comment over there, you love this and you want this to do it again, I will comment 10. Right? No, I'll comment 11, right?
Okay.
11, right? Number 11, right? Because 1 + 1 doesn't equate to 2. 1 + 1 equate to 11, right? So I think that this has been, type 11.
Just type 11 if you feel you're feeling the greatness of it, right? Okay, Jonathan, please stay safe. I really can't wait to have a catch up with you again. And definitely, I think that this is a very good session. It gives me a very good insight about things, and also I think all the audience also have a better understanding about this. We need more kindness, and we need more support, and we need to support and make sure everyone stays safe and also can come back stronger after this crisis, including us, including everyone in this in Malaysia. I really pray that the numbers will keep going down so that on the 28th itself we will be let go. I miss meeting human. Just for your information.
Yep.
Okay. So
So stay safe, stay strong with Steve. And everyone who is listening to this, I see Evelyn messaging there. Thank you so much for listening on this Wednesday night. It's probably my third time doing a Facebook Live. I hope you guys enjoyed the inputs that I've put in, be able to help you guys.
Thank you very much. And okay, have a good evening and goodbye, everybody.
Bye bye.